Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me and see me well. My name is Elvis Halilovic, and I am a technical sales engineer at EXOR. I would like to welcome you all at today's webinar about Hilscher product portfolio. Thank you for joining us. The main goal of today's webinar is to get you guys more familiar with Hilscher products and everything that Hilscher has to offer. This webinar is being recorded, and you will get the recording afterwards as well. At the end of the webinar, the survey will appear in your browser regarding your impression of this webinar. We would really appreciate your feedback, so please, if you could, fill it out. There is me on the right side, and today with me will be our guest speaker, Selim Kulici, Head of the Sales and Managing Director from Hilscher, Austria.
Good morning, everybody.
Let's take a look what we will talk about on today's webinar. Firstly, we will start with our company profiles. Both me and Selim will say a word or two about our companies and what we do. Then I will say a few words about Hilscher PC cards, gateways, and the IO-Link wireless technology. Selim will talk about the netX technology and the embedded modules. And at the very end, we will answer any of your questions that you may have in the Q&A session. You can submit your questions anytime during this webinar in the Q&A box on the Zoom. So who we are as EXOR. We offer innovative software and hardware solutions from world-leading manufacturers for industrial and energy automation and digitalization. We have many partners, and Hilscher is one among them. We offer services for individual solutions to your needs, provide consulting services and technical support. We are present in 8 countries from Slovenia to North Macedonia with 12 employees, and we have 3 offices, one in Slovenia, Croatia, and in Serbia. Welcome, Selim. Now you can proceed with your company and the things you do.
Thank you, Elvis. I will take over and share my screen. Hopefully you can see it. Who is Hilscher? We are the leader of industrial communication. I want to go on and say why. We have more than 38 years experience in industrial communication. The headquarters is based in Germany, about 450 people all over the world, more than 3,000 customers. And a very special thing is that we have more than 23 million nodes installed, which are based on our netX technology. You will hear later on more about that. And of course, the main benefit is that we are speaking all the field bus protocols, industrial Ethernet protocols, but also the new one into the direction of IoT, like OPC UA and MQTT. Here you can see the family Hilscher. It's a family-owned company. Hans-Jürgen Hilscher started the company in 1986. 5 years ago, Sebastian Hilscher, in the second generation, took over and now is leading the company with management board. We are located all over the world on 3 continents in 11 countries. Austria is one of the last subsidiaries who was found 2.5 years ago. Yeah, this is also an interesting overview. Our core competence, as I said, is industrial communication. Here you can see products or devices where you can find our solutions. Later on, more details. And the last slide, which product or product groups we offer. It's the netX technology. There are communication components which are ready-to-use products. You will hear later on from Elvis more details. Of course, automation technology and solutions for Industry 4.0. Yeah, thank you. So Elvis will take over now and start his presentation.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Selim. Let's start with our first segment about the products, and those are PC cards, gateways, and IO-Link. First one are the PC cards for industrial communication that are based on the netX chip, and now we'll talk about more those cards. Here on the left side, you can see all the common field bus and also real-time Ethernet protocols, which you can solve with Hilscher PC cards in different form factors. One interesting benefit is that you are only using one configuration tool for all networks, and configuration is the same for all devices. And you can use these PC cards for both master and slave functionalities. On the right side, you can also see a lot of form factors, and Hilscher has all the form factors for industrial automation that are needed at the moment. Also interesting is that Hilscher is providing all device drivers. That means that you can get a right stack and also the device drivers for your solution, like for Windows, Linux, VxWorks, and many others. We have here a very interesting overview where Hilscher PC cards are used. Typical use cases are that the hardware behind it is always in the industrial PCs, HMI panels, and also on the vision system solutions. The customer has a problem to solve. They have a hardware, but they need a real-time connection on the communication side to the field buses and also to the real-time Ethernet protocol, so the customer can focus on their application. They can use the Hilscher cards for master and slave functionalities, because there are some solutions that you need master and then others that you just need the slave functionality. Now we will talk about a little bit about the gateways. Here you can see the overview of the gateways. netX, as I said before, is the base, and it is both hardware and the software. And we have also embedded module that we'll Selim talk about later on. Also, I mentioned the PC cards, and now we have the ready-to-use gateways inclusive in the housing. Here we see the various range of gateways. We will go through where you can use it and how the, let's say, one use case can look like. This is just the overview from the low end to the high end application that you can solve with the right gateway, and also you have all the field bus and the real-time Ethernet protocols available to convert from one to another. Let's say NetApp 50, this is typical use case that is in the machine or the plant, that you have network A and the network B. Network A is maybe communicating in the Profibus, and then you have to switch to transfer the data to the network B that is communicating in the network Ethernet IP. You can have different devices with different connectors, so you can use the right one to configure both network A and network B, and use the Hilscher converter with the configuration tool to set up everything. It is the same tool for both gateways and PC cards, and customers are really familiar with it and can easily shorten the time needed to configure everything. More powerful NetApp 100 has some more connectors. Why? Because there are some cases where you have a network A and network B, but at the network A, you have additional participants on the hardware side. With NetApp 100, you can solve more complicated applications, and for NetApp 100, you have a possibility to use it as a master. NetApp 50, you can use it only as a slave. The hardware is the same, and you can just preload the loadable firmware on your own. The real benefit here is that we have more than 150 protocol conversions available in both directions. NetApp 151 is the newest one, and compared to the previous one, with this one you have only the real-time Ethernet protocols, and the NetApp 100 is also available for the field bus, but with 151 you only have the availability for the real-time Ethernet protocols, but here you can have some more connectors available, as you can see, network A, network B, but you also have for network B some possibilities to extend it to the existing products which are used in the machine or a plant. Also here you can use it as both as master and slave. A NetLink proxy. This is also an interesting device for our region because it is a small gateway which gives us a possibility to transfer any Profibus slave into a Profinet IO-Link device. You can mount it easily and you don't need any other hardware. In existing machines, you can let it as it is, or you can, or if you want, you can convert something from Profibus to Profinet. Just take a NetLink, and everything is solved, and you just easily configure it, and that's it. Also, the interesting product is a NetLink Ethernet to MPI adapter. That means with this solution you can use it only as you can use only our adapter instead of using additional Siemens PLC. This means you use the bigger network, only our NetLink connector to replace really the Siemens PLC that is internet based, and you have the web based configuration tool which you can use. A big benefit is that you are using power source of the PLC, which means you don't need additional wiring to connect this device. These two solutions are interesting because this can be used in existing machines or plants, and it is really a cost-effective solution. And the last one from the gateways is a NetHost, which is basically a PC card in the housing. If there are some applications that you don't have a card slot, then you can just use a NetHost. You have a master possibility, and you can use it without any effort. Just need an Ethernet connector to have it in your network. We also have it for different protocols: Profibus, Profinet, EtherCAT, Ethernet IP, CANopen, and so on. And for the last topic from my side, this is a gateway converting from IO-Link wireless master to industrial Ethernet. First off, what is IO-Link? This is on the market for quite some time. It is a communication technology for IO level, so really meant for the IO level, and it is different from the buses we know, like Profibus or Profinet. This is a Profibus and Profinet are a daisy chain bus where you can have one master and you connect many slaves to it. IO-Link is different. You are having one master and you have point-to-point connections to slave devices, and here it can be done to the 20 meters maximum. Good thing about IO-Link is that it has really easy wiring, so you have a minimum 3 wires in your cable, 2 for power, 1 bidirectional for data, and we have 3 different speeds as specified, and IO-Link is independent from field bus technology. As I said earlier, it is a bidirectional communication, and therefore it's easy for diagnosis, where you can see where your problem is with your sensors. Automated parameterizations means that it is easy to install. You just download the device description file, which is called IODD, and you just integrate it in the engineering tool. It is in the market and it is growing, so you can already see several key players here. Now, what is the IO-Link wireless? So it is basically all the benefits of the IO-Link. With addition, instead of cables, you're using wireless connectivity, which is 2.4 gigahertz ISM of frequency, and you have the deterministic latency cycles of 5 milliseconds with 40 nodes. But the big benefit here is really there are no cables because you are using less cables, and less cables means less money. So it helps you with all applications. It also helps you with all the applications that require moving parts. So we can see here some of the use cases. As I said, moving parts like robotic arms, you can reduce the cable cost of the cables for maintenance, conveyor belts, reducing the cables, turntables because of the hard to reach areas, and also the AGV, AMR, devices to compensate the trailing cable problem. You can see those two devices. The device on the left side is the IO-Link wireless master that has Profinet, Ethernet IP, or EtherCAT protocols. It is a diagnostic parameter by OPC UA server or the MQTT, and it is and you can configure it via engineering tool on the web. And the device on the right side is the bridge that you connect it directly to the actuators on the sensors, and you can pair it with the master, and you can communicate in that way. And the last product from my side is a Sensor Edge that ties up perfectly into the story of IO-Link, because it is IO-Link master for instant remote sensor data transmission. Objective here is to retrofit the machinery with additional sensors for IoT use cases, for example, predictive maintenance. Sensor Edge looks like IO-Link master, but it is much more. It has Ethernet port uplink, and it is meant to bypass the PLC for data provisioning and provide data to you instantly and directly. It transfers data from IO-Link to the remote user process via MQTT. And as a summary for this product it aggregates data up to 8 IO-Link input sensors. It auto sends the sensor data to the central management backend. As I said, it is provisioning immediately and directly to you. You can fetch data via MQTT from the backend, and data can be visualized in the real time on the front end dashboards. So that would be it from my side. Now I would like to give a word to my colleague Selim.
Thank you, Elvis. I will take over again. And we have still a few minutes left to give you an overview about our embedded solutions. Yeah, perfect. netX and embedded modules. Here you can see the overview of our netX generation. As you can see, in the early of 2000s, our founder, Hans-Jürgen Hilscher, thought it would be a good idea for the field devices to have a single hardware platform which is compatible with all possible communication protocols. Based on this idea, the netX technology was born and became, during the last 20 years, as a standard for multi-protocol industrial communication. And since then, we as Hilscher, we are coming up with new solutions which reduce the complexity of developing your devices. And of course, as you can see, we are always working on new things, and things like security, IoT, or gigabit or TSN are topics which will be fulfilled with the next generation, the generation 4, with the netX 900 series, which will come within the next 1 or 2 years. Yeah, as I said, on this slide, you can see the currently available netX solutions. You can find netX technology for slaves, but also for master. And our latest chip, the netX 90, has also another benefit because he provides 2 ARM Cortex M4 cores. That means one core is used for Hilscher for the communication, and the other core can be used for you for different applications. We can see that we have one platform strategy. That means independently on the products, you have always the same functionality. You can use always the same tools and also the API. That means if you start, for example, with a gateway or a PC card, and later on you have a new project where you want to use an embedded module, you can take over things which you have developed. And of course, on the right side, you can see that we can fulfill all requirements into the direction of field bus, real-time Ethernet, but also new protocols like MQTT and OPC UA. Here you can see an overview where our solutions are used. As you can see, PLCs and HMIs, that means device manufacturer are using our netX technology or embedded modules on it to fulfill the requirements for master and slave for the different protocols. And so they are able to sell all over the world and to fulfill their market requirements globally. Controllers, encoders, sensors, drives is only a few examples of course, you have other possibilities. Based on your requirements, I'm sure that we can find a suitable solution. And to sum up with netX technology, you can reach very fast a flexible solution. You have a very fast time to market. It's easy to integrate because you have only one hardware controller from our side, and then only switch the stack or the loadable firmware, how we say it in Hilscher. And of course, we are always working on the newest technology based on the protocols. That means you're getting always the last versions and also new things which will come. We are always doing it in this way that we will provide to our existing but also new customers. Yeah, here you can see an overview of our available embedded modules, which differ according to the type of mounting. And of course, on your requirements, based on your existing or maybe new hardware platform, which you plan for your automation device. The second slide is also very interesting to give you an overview of the size, of the dimensions, but also interesting is the art of the installation and also which host interface you have to use. We have available embedded modules which can be used for master. Of course, if you are using a master embedded module, you can solve slave requirements too. If you have only slave requirements, then the best thing will be to use our newest embedded module, which is the netRapid. With the next two slides, I want to go a little bit deeper into detail about our netRapid module, which is based on our newest chip, netX 90. The netX 90 is our latest chip and also allows you to fulfill requirements like security. And on the other hand, with the netRapid 90, now we try to provide two types of solutions. That means you can use the embedded module as a companion solution. That means you are buying directly from Hilscher or partner of us the module with a preload stack, and so you can install it and everything is all right. But there are other customers who are getting the embedded modules from our side as a standalone solutions. That means they have to sign a contract with Hilscher on the software side, but also on the hardware side, and then get the loadable firmware and can put it on their own or maybe together with their EMS partners. So these are the typical business models for the embedded modules, but also for the netX. For the netX, there is only the standalone solution. That means that for the netX solution, you always have to sign a contract and purchase the loadable firmware for each protocol you want to use on your platform. And of course, also for the netX, but also for the netRapid 90 module or other embedded modules, we have evaluation boards which you can use to start development, to start doing prototyping with some examples. You're getting from our side a download package with a quick start guide with all documentation on the hardware, but also on the software side, and of course, all required tools and drivers. And of course, we have partners, but also the Hilscher support and other embedded support partner, which can support you during the whole development phase. And to sum up, why you should use netX or embedded modules from Hilscher is because you can reduce your time to market, you can reduce your production costs, and you are very modular because depending on your requirements, you can use the right hardware platform or the right solution from our side. And also for future, you don't be aware of new developments like security, IoT, or gigabit TSN topics. Yeah, if you have questions, we will be happy to answer you. I want to thank you for joining us today and move over to Elvis to discuss open questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Selim, for such a great presentation. Now it's, as Selim said, it's time for a Q&A session of this webinar. So a few questions have already appeared. And let's see. The first one is, how does a typical project with netX look like? You're muted.
I'm muted. Yes, thanks for the question. As I just mentioned during the last slides, we have evaluation boards. You can take it the evaluation board, and with the evaluation board, you have all access to all documentation, to the quick start guide, to the loadable firmwares and stacks. So you can easily start to develop or to test. And of course, you are getting support from our partner like EXOR. But on the other hand, we have also embedded partner or directly Hilscher. So step by step, you can test it, then start to develop your hardware platform and integrate our netX chip or embedded module. There are available design-in guides on the hardware side, but also on the software side, we have examples which you can use, and so on and so on. So typically projects are between 3 and 9 months, depending on the customer, where they have implemented our technology. And this is a one-time effort. After that, you only switch the software stacks.
Thank you, Selim. The next question is, it's regarding the embedded modules. Can they switch between the embedded modules depending on their demand? And do they have to make some changes?
Not really. When we take the NetRapid 90 as an example, the netX 90 is on this module from our side. You have also some flash and RAM on it. If you then design an own controller platform where you want to implement only netX, then you can take over all the implementation of the NetRapid and use then only the netX. So it's very easy to switch between. We have customers who are switching from embedded module to netX, but also from netX to embedded module. Why? Because there are some product lines which are not running in high numbers, and so they decide to use, instead of netX, an embedded module, because it's ready to use and you're more faster than implementing the netX chip.
Okay, good. And we have one or two more questions. The next one is, can hardware platform be always the same, independent of the protocol?
Yes, yes, that's the big benefit of our solutions. That means one hardware platform, and you have then more products for the world, for the market. That means it's one controller, but maybe 3 part numbers, because you want to sell it as a Profinet or EtherCAT or Ethernet IP device. But the technology behind that and the platform is the same.
Thank you. And last one, do you have any solutions to support GBIT security feature and the security features which will be mandatory in the future?
With the netX 90, you can solve security features. At the moment, you can also start developing devices which can speak at maximum 100 megabit, but with the new generation netX 900, we will also fulfill the gigabit requirements. That means we are in a close cooperation with all these gremium groups like EtherCAT Group, like Profibus organization, or OVDA. That means with the new generation, we will also fulfill these new requirements. But security you can use at the moment also netX 90. The netX 90 is providing many things which you can use right now.
Thank you, Selim. I think that was the last question. And if you have some more questions, you can write to us, contact us at the shown emails. If you have any additional questions, you can ask us, and we will once again ask you to fill out the survey that will pop up after the webinar, and you will also get the recordings in the next following days. Thank you for joining us, and see you next time.
Thank
Have a
you
nice
too
day.
from my side. Nice day. Bye-bye.